Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. We're looking at a Homelite 340. This is one that my good friend Jim dropped off for me actually it's been quite a few weeks ago, losing track of time. Anyway, it almost runs. I want to show you what it's doing, and then tell you why it's doing it, and show you the fix. Good enough. It'll start. It's taking a couple too many pulls, and then it's like it runs out of gas. Now, there's nothing wrong inside the carburetor, I don't think. In fact, I'm certain. The problem is outside the carburetor. Now, both Walbro and Tillotson had the absolute brilliance to use these plastic capped fuel barbs. And I suppose at the time there was some sort of logic that made it make sense. I'll be damned if I know what it was, but it is what it is. They used them. And I will show you in just a second here why this guy won't run right. Come on. Somebody's got a homemade. That's hilarious. They lost the throttle rod, so they just used some stiff wire to bend one. Whew. Yeah, I guess it's working, sort of, but I'm going to fix that. Okay, so there's the fuel inlet barb. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It just fell off all the way. It is... Come on, focus. Come on. Alright, I can't tell on the viewfinder if it focused totally, but you can see cracks top and bottom. So it's sucking air. Pretty much once these things spin like that, you're in trouble. And when you see cracks running up the sides, you're pretty much toast. So the carb's garbage, right? Wrong. An outfit called B&B Specialties. They sell what they call their Walbro metal carb fitting. Guess what? It's exactly what used to come, essentially, on the older carbs. Something you can't break. Okay, I shouldn't say you can't, but you've got to be doing something extraordinarily goofball in order to. $3.50, if I remember correctly. So all I'm going to do is pull that out with a pair of vice grips, and we'll tap this new one in. And my guess is this all will run correctly. I have never found a replacement for those caps. If Tillotson or Walbro made one, I don't know. I don't know that they sold it to the public, let's put it that way. Let's see, are we going to luck out? I'll be dipped. Same exact size. Isn't that cool? Let me get rid of those junkers. Alright, now this sits in here like this, and it needs to point essentially down to the hose. So right about like that. Get our trusty hammer. Done. Let's see if I was right. You know, I'll even leave the custom homemade throttle rod in there for now, just for grins. That is kind of cool. Suppose you make do with what you got, and if you can't find repair parts, you make your own. I'd be interested to see if this thing revs out to full amount, or Come on. Oh, I hate this setup, I'll tell you. These are not my favorite saw. But this is the last one of this particular series that I need for the collection. I've got the 47, the 54, which were the international versions, and I've got a 290 up there. So the old 340 will fix that gaping hole. Okay, that's started. Finish it once I get this thing in place. Now you do want to be careful on these models that you've got the nut for the air filters facing up. These saws were designed by Solo and then rebadged for Homelite. In fact, the what is this, Solo 647 and 654, if I remember correctly. Which means Homelite didn't get all that terribly creative with their names. That's okay. I'm sure they paid Solo dearly for the models. Why Homelite would do that, I'm not sure, because these came out in the mid-80s. This one's a 85, I think. Get this hose up there. Alright. I am really wickedly curious. Idle speed is backed off all the way here. I'm going to fix that a little bit. I should have snapped that back in before I got everything tightened down. It's so distorted. Come on. Oh, just snap into place, baby. I probably don't want that there anyway. So many of those guides you can't actually get a screwdriver through. But that one I can. Alright, since the choke is built into the air filter, we're going to have to put that back on. And then we will find out if that's the reason this Homelite was parked. And I'm almost certain that is the reason. So let's find out. Okay, I'm sure it still needs a little fine tuning, but there you go. So those fittings are a notorious pain in the butt. Here's a HDC that I've already parted a bunch of junk off of. So this is from a Super 2. This is an HDC 65. You can see it's got that same barb. Now, I'll be honest with you. On the excuse me, on the HDCs, I haven't seen hardly any of these crack. I'm not sure I've replaced more than one. Don't ask me why. I really don't have any idea. The most common is honestly on these little Tillotson HUs. And yeah, I just used a Walbro part on a Tillotson, but who cares? It fits. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about all there is to say about that. Don't give up on it. You don't want to buy from these guys. Oh, I'll be damned, they don't put it on the... I was going to see if there's a Walbro part number. And it's not listed on here, which doesn't surprise me. But they're far and away the cheapest. There's a reason I bought from them. Say it was $3.50. You're going to pay, you know, I paid $4.20 for shipping, which is entirely reasonable through first class. So, you know, like I say, I stocked up the shop. If you only need one, you're going to pay close to $10 by the time you account for shipping, but it sure beats the hell out of the price of a new carb.